Welcome everyone, this is the Yo Bro Gaming and Review channel. I am Zach, and this is my first ever NXT review for today's January 20th, 2016. All the overall thought for the show tonight, really good show. Not the best NXT show I've seen, but it was still a solid show. So the show starts off with a Sami Zayn versus Adam Rose match. This match, it went back and forth between the two of them. Adam Rose giving Sami Zayn some really hard chops. And if you can tell, I'm in a lot better mood than I was in my Raw review on Monday, because this is way better than Raw. Sami Zayn ends up getting a submission in for the win against Adam Rose in what was, again, a really good match. And then after that, you saw Joey Gargano. He had an interview, and he talked about facing Samoa Joe in the main event and how Samoa Joe's been on a tear since he lost at NXT London, but how he, being Johnny Wrestling, would not go down easy, was the basis of that interview. Then you see a earlier promo between Jordan and Gable, how they pretty much challenged Blake and Murphy to a tag team match next week on NXT, and through banter amongst each other. And I do like these guys. I like their attitudes. I think they should make a run with the tag team titles. Ended up calling themselves, I wrote down here in my notes, the American Alpha. Hey, it's NXT. So next you saw a match between the Perfect 10, Ty Dillinger, and Apollo Crews, who lost his last match, which was at NXT London. The match was alright. Two men wrestled a good, clean, solid match. But you ended up getting Apollo Crews, go figure, with the win with, I wrote this down, a tossing, spinning, sit-out powerbomb. He picked him up on his shoulder, tossed him in the air and spun him, grabbed him, and did a sit-out powerbomb. It was pretty sick. I'm not even going to lie. Then we saw a vignette for the Vaudevillains. I guess they're about to come back, so they did a little vignette talking. Well, they didn't even talk. It was just them, their old entrance, and their faces went from smiling to just dark and scary. We had Baron Corbin come out for a match to take on Rich Swann. I've never seen Rich Swann before. Dude was impressive. He was athletic. He fought good. He did this spin kick to Corbin's face. Solid. You could hear it just smack him in the face. It, like, hard, stiff. But Baron Corbin got the win with a deep 6. So he's moving on to next week's triple threat match to crown the #1 contender. And I'm excited for that match. I'm ready to see it. I liked it. And this is what I love about NXT. It's only an hour-long show, but it focuses on the wrestling. It's not about, oh, this guy feuding with that guy and that guy fit. Even with the feuds, it's based on something that has a point to it. It's based on, I want to be the champion, or I want to be the guy around here. And that's the problem with the main roster. It's not like that. Next was an interview with Carmella and your NXT Women's Champion, Bayley. Carmella talked about how, yes, she's got a match with Bayley, but they'll put friendship aside. And then the tag team champions, Dash and Dawson, interrupted it. They kept referring to Enzo and Cass's losers, more or less. And said that when it was all said and done, they'd all be a bunch of losers. Setting up for another match in which I do believe Enzo and Cass will win the next match. I'm also thinking Carmella's going to beat Bayley and become the next women's champion, and you'll probably see Bayley move up to the main roster. Next was the women's tag team match with Bayley and Carmella taking on Alexa Bliss and Emma, who came out with Dana Brooks. I love the women's wrestling matches on NXT. So much more crisp. They get more time. They're not treated like divas. They're treated like women, women's wrestlers, and I like that. And the match was good. It was solid. Let's see. Bayley and Carmella won. Carmella won with I don't know, it was some odd submission. She wrapped her legs around her head, grabbed the back of her leg, and just pulled up. If it has a name, they didn't give it to me. I don't know what it was, but it was sweet. And this is after, you know, Emma and Alexa Bliss had Bayley down pretty much most of the match. But moving on, Balor, he had an interview. Apollo Crews had challenged him earlier in the night, not for the title, just for a rematch because of the disqualification that happened when they had their title match. And he just wanted to settle business with no disrespect, just man on man, one on one, to determine who's the best. So Finn Balor, he said he went to Regal, talked to him about it, and was told he was getting the match that he wanted, and that they were going to have a match to see who was actually the better man. Then you got your main event. It was Samoa Joe against Mr. Gargano. Johnny Wrestling. Aside from a couple of moves by Gargano, this was Samoa Joe's match. He wiped the floor with this guy. He won with the Kochi clutch. So Samoa Joe, he's moving on next week. He's looking like the favorite, but I think it's Sami Zayn's going to win, and you're going to see a Sami Zayn Finn Balor match, and it's probably going to take place at the NXT show on WrestleMania weekend. And I think you're going to see Sami Zayn as your next NXT champion. I'll elaborate more on that later on. But again, my overall thoughts, really good show. 10 times better than what Raw was. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to rate my NXT shows. NXT tonight, to me, I'm giving it out of 1 out of 10, I'm going to give it an 8.5. I think matches could have been a little bit longer, but for the time that they were given in these matches, fantastic. I also want to point out the announcing in this match. Freaking great. Corey Graves is genius on that microphone. I really want Corey Graves brought up to the main roster. I think he'd be great for that, and I look forward to seeing him eventually going to the main roster. I'm looking forward to next week's triple threat match. I think it's going to be a great match. You know, if you have any comments, critique me. This is my first review for NXT. If you think I can do anything better, any ideas, let me know. I'm more than open to hearing what you think. Yes, I could probably be more lively, but it's late. I'm tired. I've had a long day. I got a long day tomorrow. So I'll drink energy drinks next time, and I'll be super peppy. So this was my NXT review. I hope you liked it. If you did, hit the like button. Comment below. If you like this and you want to see more wrestling, and you're a wrestling fan like I am, I have my Monday Night Raw review. I cut out as much dismal shit as I could, but it's in the link down below. Subscribe to our channel. We're a new channel. We're growing. It's YoBro Gaming and Reviews at youtube.com. You can see that down there as well. You can follow us on Twitter at Zakk2002. And if you're a gamer and you're on the PlayStation Network, you can follow Wayne on there at PunisherSlayer19. That's it. That's all I got. Thank you. Good night. I hope you enjoyed this. God bless America. And I'll see you later.